Hello, everyone. Just testing audio. I think we are good. I think so. Let's see. We should be. I got to adjust it a little bit on the volume. Let's see now. Still seems low. Hold on. Let's see. Let's see. I think we're good. All right. I just want to double check microphone. Here we go. Sound settings. Let's do here. All right, I think looks good, right? It's Jeff. There we go. Now I think we're talking. Okay, awesome. All right. So welcome everyone. Good to have you here this weekend. I'm going to be streaming my MMA picks on behalf of Spredict. Let me just get this stream going. Okay, let's double check that we're live. Awesome. All right, so welcome to the weekly Spredict UFC live stream. My name is Fred Endy. I'm one of the three co-founders of Spredict. We are a evolved predictive gaming platform designed to provide you with the opportunity to engage in predictive gaming in ways that you might not have the chance in the past. And to give you a brief sense of how our games are designed, we're built around three key components, one of which is a subscription structure. So basically, you subscribe to this Predict ecosystem in whichever sports or structures that you want to participate in, and then uh, you basically have the opportunity to play all the games that exist within that sport or non-sport category. The other pieces that set us apart is we are designed to be more than just pick 'em style games, and so you won't place predict just to make an A or B selection. In fact, as we'll talk about shortly, we build some really interesting elements into our games to amplify the ways that you engage with others and with our community. And then the third piece is we design custom built pools. So if you have a group that really loves a certain sport or non-sport type of event and want to design predictive gaming elements, we're happy to put that together for you. So we're going to dive into the card that we have, and before we take a look at your DAP, let me pull at our DAP. Let me pull up the link for you, right? So if you go to dap.spredict.io, you'll be able to connect, make your picks, and get started in using Spredict and get a sense of how to play. And right now, all of our games are available at no cost. And so I'm going to share um, our DAP shortly. Let me pull that out. Okay, I should be able to share. Let me see if I go to window. Here we go. All right, so right now you should be looking at our DAP. All right, and I am going to show you just how you can utilize it. All right, so let's see, disconnect. All right, so dap.spredict.io will take you to our DAP. Again, it's up on screen. You can head there right now. We're going to take a quick look at our DAP, and then I'm going to make my picks. Every week, I lock in a four-leg parlay, uh, and I encourage you to play, of course, for free here, and enjoy the experience. And hopefully, you'll win, and hopefully, I'll win as well. So, just as a quick structural element, you'll see on the right hand side are live odds. All of the picks that have come in so far gives you the breakdown for each of our four fights. On the left-hand side, you'll see a toggle at the top for play that lets you play all of our games. DeFi is where you'll go in order to monitor some of your rewards and other elements of what we've set up. There is an MMA category that we are in right now, and we are exploring the face-off game, which is one of the games that will live within our MMA portal. You can also see we've got another game we're working on called Tap Out. Face-off is really kind of this straight-up who's going to win the fight, and we'll talk about that as we make our picks. Tap Out is based on finishing style and how you finish, whether it's going to be submission, a knockout, etc. You'll also see our other game tiers we have below. We're building out our Formula One structure. We've got a non-sports design through our crypto element, and then a rewards tab and window. And that's where you'll be able to find all of your rewards and winnings if you participate in our Spredict Pass. And what's that? Well, that's the monthly subscription I mentioned a couple minutes ago. You'll be able to purchase your Spredict Pass, and that will allow you to play on a regular basis, monthly prizes, etc. So in the middle is where our DApp design is located. Got the live event where we'll make our pick shortly. Past results as it's built out will let you see your performance, and then leaderboard or your prizes towards whatever the month's leaderboard design or prize structure is. So here are the four kind of areas and picks. And what we'll do is we're actually going to start from the bottom, and I'll kind of share my thinking, share my picks, and then lock them in and show you how to do that. And remember, um, here's how you want to make your picks: dapp.spredict.io. So here we go. Let's go and make our picks. Talk through what they are for this fight night. By the way, this is being held at UFC Apex, which is UFC's kind of main location, and where all of their kind of like fight nights tend to be located. So for our last fight, we've got Andre Fili of the United States. He's 24, 12, and 0. And Christian Rodriguez of Mexico, who's 12 and 3. Philly is 4 inches taller, 5'11", 5'7", longer reach, 74 inches to 71 and a half. Rodriguez is younger significantly. He's 27 versus Fili's 35. That is an 8-year difference, which is somewhat significant when you're thinking of fighting. Rodriguez is the more accurate fighter, and both of these guys, they're solid on takedowns, ground game. Since entering the program in 2013, Feely has logged a lot more fights and mileage, but he hasn't really been able to put together a solid career progression. He's had success in smaller programs, but within the UFC, has never really been able to put together a string of more than 2 wins in a given time. Doesn't bode well for any fighter, in my opinion, particularly against someone like Rodriguez. Rodriguez can really use this fight to determine the type of career that he wants to have within UFC. He's 5'3" since entering the UFC program. It's a decent record. One with a win this weekend will help him to bolster. You can imagine if he's able to put together a string of fights 15-3 by next year, it looks a lot different than a fighter at 12-9. So I see this as a must-win for Rodriguez. I think there's more on his plate and more potential for this, right? So I see the fight as being a little more valuable to him, particularly if he hopes to be a contender. I don't think either fighter is a superstar, though, right? But I do believe Rodriguez has more to lose. So to make my pick, I'm going to click on Rodriguez. You'll see it'll turn purple. One of the things I also want to point out is you'll notice next to Rodriguez, there's a star. What we've done to add kind of that innovative element into this game is when you make a pick, we've built in what we call the favorite feature. And so any pick you make that has a star next to it is basically the favorite of all of the predictors who have used our portal. And those that favorite star will impact the points you earn on the leaderboard if you are competing with this predict pass. The For instance, if you pick the favorite and the favorite wins, you get 1 point. Whereas, let's say I picked Feely and Feely won as an underdog. If he won and I had picked him, I'd get, let's say, 2 points. So there's an added game theory element built in that really has an impact on how effective and what your scores can be as you play. So the next piece, if we're moving up, we've got our women's strawweight division. We've got Yasmin Lucindo of Brazil, 17-6, against Angela Hill of the United States, 18-14. Lucindo is 23. Hill is 40. That's right. That's 17 years of age difference impacting their stamina and strength. Lucindo dominates in takedown accuracy, which can be a huge difference, really doubling Hill's effectiveness on the ground. Lucindo is the favorite at roughly 200. For me, it's not really hard to see why age and ground game are a important combination in looking at fighters and their success. Lucindo's won 4 of her last 5, despite losing her last bout in March. She is a fight to the finish combatant, though she did win by submission in 2023. Hill, too, takes fights to the finish. She is 3 for 5 in her last few bouts. A lot of back and forth wins for Hill. I think both fighters tend to be pretty tough within this division. Take a hit, they can give a hit. It's hard to imagine, though, for me, his fight going anywhere other than decision. I do like Lucindo as a fighter better than Hill. Would love to see her notch another win, particularly against a veteran, to help move her career forward. So I'm going with Lucindo for the win in this one. So let me lock her in. Um, and again, just as a quick reminder for you all, if you are looking to make your picks, you can go to Spredict dot uh, dap.io, and that will allow you to get your picks in for all of our gaming. Right, and I'll pull that up on screen so you can see that. There you go. So moving on to our next fight, we have got what I think will be an interesting fight. It's the only fight on the card where I'm picking the underdog. It's bantamweight fight. Steve Ursig from Australia, 12-4, going against the Jamaican Ode Osborne, 13-8. Um, Aside from a significant difference in reach, 73 inches to 68 inches, so 5 inches in Ode's favor, a lot of their other physical characteristics are the same. Their significant strike, takedown accuracy, also very similar. So Ursig is attempting to turn what has been a tough series of fights around. It's been a tough few years for Ursig. His last 3 battles, though, have been against solid fighters: Pantoja, Moreno, Cara France. Ursig does have a really good fight resume. He just, in my opinion, isn't in the same category. He's quick, agile, nimble. At times, he can hit well. He just doesn't seem to wield the power necessary to really be successful in the bantamweight division, in my opinion. Um, Ode Osborne is also a tough fighter to figure out. He has not built a significant win-loss record in his time in the program. He's both landed and been the recipient of crazy knockouts. Cape's flying knee was incredible and took Osborne out. And then Ode had this amazing knockout of Rivera. Ode's most recent win was a great spoiler to a relative newcomer. And I believe the Jamaican sensation may just play that role against Astro Boy Steve Ursig. Again, I don't like Ursig enough as a fighter to put a lot in his favor, and I see Osborne as a spoiler fighter, right? So to me, this is a great opportunity to pick an underdog for a chance to win at a high odds level. So I'm going to take the underdog, go with the Jamaican. I'm hoping for a crazy underdog win because I do believe in this case, this is one where the underdog um, can be a sizable pick. And then in our main event, we've got a great middleweight battle that I think will be, I hope, a fairly good fight. Right. So here we go. There it is. dapp.spredict.io. We've got Roman Dolice of Georgia, 15-3. Anthony Hernandez of the U.S., 14-2. These two clock in at 186 pounds of intensity. Dolice a couple inches taller at 6'2". Hernandez at 6. The reach is the same. Age is a bit of a difference. Dolice, 37. Hernandez is 31. Hernandez tends to be more accurate on his strikes, which can make for a sizable difference, particularly when fights are going to decision. Um, since entering the program in 2020, Dolice has looked quite good. He's very strategic. You can see him thinking as he punches and kicks. Versatile, strong on defense as on offense, and he has shown his value to the UFC. In March, he had a really solid rebound win against Vittori, who had beat him by decision back in 2023. If Dolice isn't winning by knockout, he's likely going the distance. Submission finishes don't tend to be his forte. He has yet to be knocked out, though, which is also interesting to consider. Solid at taking damage. Is really good at reading opponents and wrestling back control. Now, Hernandez has been in the program since 2018 and looks just as good as Dolice. He's won his last 7 fights, extremely versatile, goes the distance as necessary, and he's also got a solid knockout records and can submit fighters as well. He has the most takedowns. This is an interesting fact. Most takedowns in middleweight division history. He's not scared to go for the takedown, and he shows incredible level of control, particularly around recoveries. I'm hoping this is going to be an impressive fight from a strategic big man going up against a determined grappler. Vegas puts high odds in favor of Fluffy Hernandez. And I would agree. I'm going to put my pick behind Hernandez for this one too. He's a more versatile fighter than even the veteran Dolice. His ability to push fights the way he wants them bodes well for him continuing his win streak. So for me, I see Hernandez winning via a really strong ground game, potentially going to decision. But I think that he'll exhibit significant control throughout the fight. And so let me lock in my pick, and then I'm going to lock in my all my picks. So I've got Hernandez as the favorite, Osborne underdog, Lucindo favorite, Rodriguez favorite. And now let me lock them in. You'll see. Look, check this out. Check this out. When Hernandez, when I click on Hernandez, I get a little validate your prediction bubble that pops up. Oh, got to connect my wallet. Who knew? So let me connect my wallet. Right, so you can go up with the connect your wallet button. You'll get a little approval authorization. Oh, look at that. So now I got to repick Hernandez, Osborne, Lucindo, and Rodriguez. Okay, and then I'm going to validate my prediction. And now I'm going to approve. All right, so now my approval's all done. I'm hearing all sorts of approval noises as I lock in. And then if I refresh, it should show my picks coming up. Let's see. Oh, I scrolled too far down. There we go. So there you go. Those are my fight night picks for this evening. I'll lock in my parlay as well. Thank you for checking out what we're doing here at Spredict. And I wish you good luck throughout as you make what I hope will be great picks for this evening's fight night. Thanks so much. You are all